What's good, y'all? So today is the first day. It's not really the first day. It's the first day that I'm recording for part 3 of me redesigning my studio. And I wanted to start by opening up some packages that I got for my studio. I got a new roof for my vocal booth and then another kind of like wall shield. So I'm gonna put those on there. Then I also got some LED lights that I'm gonna use for my sound panels on this black wall back here. So I'm gonna open those packages up. I'm gonna put the roof on and the wall on, and then I'll show you the next thing y'all see after that would be the process of me putting up the rest of the panels. But before I get started, I'm gonna show y'all what I've already done with some of the panels. So as y'all can see, I placed the panels up over here. And before I had them like kind of centered, one single panel going all the way through different areas of the wall, but the way I was thinking is these walls are kind of tall. I'm gonna say kind of tall, they're very tall actually. So what I'm doing now is I'm putting the panels from the bottom all the way up to the top. And I think the gray actually makes it look really smooth and sleek. You can see it of course, but it kind of blends in with the wall a lot better than the red did. So I definitely like this color a lot more. But that's all I did for now, just this wall and that wall right there. But I got this blue tape on the wall here and over here, and that's for the reflection points for my speakers. So panels are gonna definitely go in this area and that area. And they're pretty close. I was gonna put 2 different panels, but I'm probably just gonna put one single panel on each side because I think that makes more sense. And they're so close that one panel can kind of cover that reflection. And that way I can put more panels against the wall throughout instead of only having panels in a smaller area. I definitely think I need a boom mic because be trying to open this up while holding this so y'all can still hear what I'm saying. My bad. I got my door open outside and I thought I saw something. But yeah, I definitely need a boom mic so I don't have to sit up here and hold this the entire time. I'm gonna try to see if I can finesse how I do this. All right, I'm gonna try to talk a little bit louder so y'all can hear me. So I don't gotta hold the mic. Hopefully y'all can hear this audio. These are the Govee LED lights. These are the same lights I have on my roof. I should have 2 boxes of these, but I only see one right now. Yeah, just one box. So maybe there's another one in the other box. This is probably one of those walls, I'm assuming. I think this one's the roof. Yeah, because it doesn't have grommets on it like the other ones do. So this one's probably the roof. We'll unfold that later. Uh-oh. I think I'm missing another box of Govee lights. Give me 1 second, y'all. I'm gonna look this up and see what's going on. All right, so I figured out what the problem was with me only getting 1 box. Somehow, I thought I ordered 216.4 length of these, but I only ordered a 32.8 foot one. So I just went ahead and ordered another 32.8 foot one. And what I'm gonna do is instead of, because originally what I was gonna do is they're gonna be stacked kind of like the other sound panels around the walls are stacked. Originally what I was gonna do is put one singular line towards the outside to kind of give it an outside glow. I guess now since I have these bigger ones, I'm just gonna do like a ring glow all the way around it. Hopefully that looks good. We're just gonna have to see whenever I get the other one here and hang up those back panels. But as far as the acoustic panels, this is the wall one. This is the other wall that I'm gonna have. And then this one is gonna be for the roof. So I'm gonna turn this camera around, move some stuff around real quick, and then I'll be back whenever I start hooking up the panels on the vocal booth. All right. Alright y'all, so from here I'm going to be using my camera mic. It doesn't sound too good. I used to have a mic for the camera, but somehow both of them messed up. I haven't used them in like years, so neither one of them sound great. So I'm going to try to continue to speak up. But you know, the audio quality may be a little bad, and if it's bad, that's the reason why. Quick, I'm gonna try to show you what the problem was and why I needed another wall. I'm gonna show you what the issue was. But let me get my phone light. Alright, so as you can see, this is the opening. This is where people walk in and out. And the problem was that, hold on. The problem was that this doesn't close enough to where it keeps reflections from coming out and then going back in. So it still sounded very echoey inside of there. So what I'm gonna do is there's 4 of these on the wall. There's 1 for each corner. What I'm gonna do is, and this is what I was using for the ceiling. It's like a cover. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add another one back here, and the one I'm adding back here is actually an acoustic panel. So I'm gonna put it back here, and that's where the mic is gonna go, right in this area. And I think that will give it more of a closed sound. So yeah, that's what I'm about to be doing. Hopefully y'all can see what I was trying to show y'all. I need to get a tripod arm too. Alright, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I got these things zip tied together. I have to unzip tie them so I can rotate them around so I can have space in the back to add the next one. Alright, that's the sound booth, or the vocal booth finished. I'm gonna put that back in here in a minute. But I was having trouble. It took me a little bit longer than what I thought. I was having trouble because these, whenever I was stretching them around to give them more room, for some reason they still want to fold in, and it's not perfect. It's still openings on all sides a little bit, but it's definitely a lot better than what it was. And then the roof, I like the roof now. The roof is not sagging like it was whenever I was using the cover. I got it pretty tight up there. Probably really difficult to see in here. Let me see if I can turn up the brightness a little bit. Alright, this is how I kind of got it set up in here. It's gonna be kind of hard to show you because it's not that big in here, but the light's going all around all the way up at the top. This is the door. Closes a little better than what it was. So that's good. And the walls, you can't really see out there too much. It's not showing too bad. Before, like, there was massive gaps. Like, kind of like this gap right here, but way bigger. All the way around. Every break in between the different covers, there was massive gaps. But now, they all kind of overlap, so sound has to go around them before it can even exit out of here. Hopefully, what I want to do is get these sound panels in here, kind of like hung around the top of this. Hopefully, it's not too much weight for these, because these are just PVC pipes. So hopefully, it's not too much weight. But if I can get these hung up, I think this will be a really good sound booth. It'll be very controlled in here. It's still very controlled now. Like, there's barely any echo at all compared to what it was. So I'm glad for these 2 pieces that I just got, but if I can get these sound panels up, I think that'll definitely make it pretty controlled in here. But yep, that's it for the vocal booth. Now that's basically done. Like I said, if I can just get those sound panels, then that'll be it. But for now, that's basically done. Now I just gotta get, let me turn my ISO down a little bit. Now I just gotta get these panels up on the wall. Wait for my other pack of LED lights to come in. Once those comes in, I'll be done. But yeah, the next thing y'all guys will see from me is putting up the rest of the panels. I'm be putting them up on this wall over here and on this wall over here. All right, y'all, so for this panel hanging process, what I'm gonna do is, because when I was doing those, I kind of just eyeballed it. And for me, it's very, like, I think if you just glancing at it, you can't really tell. But for me, I can clearly see there's a difference in height on the two panels that are already hung up. So I kind of got like a method of how I'm gonna hang these up. Hopefully it works out, we'll just have to see. But my method is I'm gonna hang the bottom ones about 2 inches from the border that's around the bottom, as you can see down there. And then I'm gonna make a line across the bottom, the length of the panel, to basically line out where that panel's gonna go. And then I'm gonna measure that line from the top to the top of where the panel would be at. And I'm gonna make a line up there. And that's how I know where to put the panel at. And that's also where I know where to put the claws at. These claws right here that I'm gonna use to hang the panel up with. These are what I'm gonna hang it with. I don't have a lot of them, so I'm only using 2 per panel. You're really supposed to use 4 per panel. On the one that's near the door, I did use 4 per panel because I know a lot of times when somebody comes in here, they accidentally bump the wall right there. So I wanted those to be extra secure. But the rest of them are only hung with 2 per panel. And then the red ones in the front, they got their own type of hangers that I'm gonna use. So those front panels, I'm gonna be hanging them with these. These are like these L-shaped brackets. Got these from Lowe's. And what that's gonna do is gonna allow me to drill them into these holes that are further away and give it kind of actually lift off the wall from the back wall. So it's not gonna be completely attached to the wall like the rest of them are. And that helps me so I can put the LED lights behind it. So yeah, that's gonna be my process. I'm gonna start on this wall first and then we're gonna make our way to the other wall. This is sort of how it's gonna look whenever it's finished. The top one's not hung up yet. I'm gonna hang that one up, but I just wanted to sit it up there to see, so I can see exactly how it would look whenever I actually have them hung up. I'm gonna put more down the road too. I don't know exactly where I'm gonna put them at yet. Of course, it's gonna be acoustically put up there, not just for looks. But I have a good 8 more after I get these 2 and then those 2 in the reflection spots. I have 8 more that I can hang up around the room. So I'm just gonna decide where I want to put those at. So far, this right here is what we got going on. Got these 2 over here, these 2 over here, so I can get them both in frame. Yep. So now I just need to figure out where I'm gonna put the other 10. I thought I only had 8 left, but I actually have 10. So I definitely can play around with a little bit more. And I was gonna put 2 closer to the black wall, kind of like in this area, but I'm gonna have bass traps there. They're not really bass traps, I'm just gonna use more red ones and put the 2 stacked right there in the corner on each side, on this side too. So I'm not gonna put any on the wall over there. And then of course I'm gonna have 2 right behind the speakers right there, not like in front of those the wall out sockets, but right beside the wall sockets, 2 on each side. So I'm not gonna put anything in that corner other than those 2 panels against the wall and then the 2 for the bass traps. So I'll have 10 more that I can place on the wall. Probably gonna do at least 6 on this wall over here, but we'll figure it out as we go along. I'm gonna try to find out what other places would reflections be and then place them there. All right, so I was doing a bunch of research, seeing where exactly I needed to add any more acoustic panels. And honestly, I think right now where I have acoustic panels at right now, I added some bass traps in the corner. Of course, you can see that. And I'm gonna add in the acoustic panel still on the back wall where I said I was gonna add them here and here. But those honestly are just more for looks than they are for acoustic treatment. But I do think it'll do something. But outside of that, I think I'm just gonna wait a few weeks and just listen to how everything sounds and see if I need acoustic treatment anywhere else. I probably will eventually put some more acoustic panels more towards back here and maybe try to find out somewhere to put it on this side, but it's gonna be difficult because I have a wall outlet here, then I also have that there, and I don't want to put anything over those two areas, so it's gonna be kind of difficult to actually box in this area or control this area sound. But I want to do that eventually for listeners when they come in here and they want to listen to music. I want it to sound a little bit more closed in for them back here, but at the same time I might just leave it open. We'll just have to see. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna do this for now. So I'll show you guys exactly what I have set up. And before, of course, I'm still gonna show you guys when I put up the ones in the very back area, when I put the lights behind and everything for the finished look. But this is what I got for now. So I'll see you guys whenever I put in those last two panels, or the last four panels. It's gonna be a little bit later on today. Hopefully it'll be today. I do have rehearsal later on this evening around 6. But I have to wait for the other box of LEDs to get here. They should be arriving today sometime between 2:30 and 6. So hopefully it's closer to 2:30 so I can put them up before I go to rehearsal later. I thought I was doing something, but this is not working out. This is the first problem I feel like I've been having with this room so far. So I got these L brackets. Forget the LED lights right quick. I know they're a mess, but I got these L brackets right here. And I didn't realize it, but the way I have my panels stacked like this is almost impossible to do it, because you have to put another L bracket here for the bottom of the top one, and you can't get inside of there to screw the screw in to the bottom of the top bracket. So that's a problem that I'm having. And then I don't know if, yeah, I guess you can see, I got these lines. I had to do these lines on this black wall because it's just me, and it was a struggle for me to get the panel lined up on the wall like I was able to do with these other ones. So I just completely did the lines, and then also I did the lines so I could know where to place the LED lights, but it really didn't matter because, as you can tell, I did a terrible job placing them. So right now I'm in the process of completely tearing the LEDs back off the wall. Then I'm gonna take the tape off the wall. Then I'm gonna take my time and reapply the tape, and then put the LEDs strictly on the tape, because it's also, as I'm peeling it off, in some areas, I can't really see too many areas. This area down here where it's peeling away the paint, so I have that as a problem too. And today is Wednesday, and I try to post my videos on Friday, and this is this week's video, so I'm like in a hurry trying to make sure I knock this out so I can have time to edit this video. But I'm not gonna stress about it too much. I know I'm gonna be able to get it done. I just gotta keep pushing. That's where we at right now. All right, you guys, so today is a new day. I had a whole day to think about it. I didn't continue working on it yesterday because I had Bible study, and I wasn't going to go, but I was like, no, I need to prioritize Bible study over this. This can still get done. And they gave me more time to think about what I needed. So, but hopefully this works. What I bought to help me get this on the wall. By the way, I took everything off the wall. As you can see, it kind of stripped the paint a little bit, which I was upset about at first, but it's going to be covered by those panels, so I'm not really worried about it. And I got more black paint if I need to cover it back up. But I got these. These are like, what are they called? Mending brackets, I think is what they're called. And what I'm gonna do is I wanna put one on each side of this and basically connect these before I even hang them on the wall. And then I'm gonna go ahead and measure out the L-shaped brackets that I had on the wall. And I'm just gonna put one on the bottom of here and on the top of here. And I won't have one in the middle. They'll be connected by those side brackets. And I already have the LED lights on the panel instead of putting them on the wall this time. I got some two-sided tape for that. So that's what I'm gonna work with. and we're gonna see how that works. Hopefully I can get it on the wall by myself. I know I'm not recording the process of me actually doing stuff. I'm doing that for two reasons. First of all, I got like music and stuff playing in the background, which I turn these into time lapses anyway. But I don't want too many time lapses in the video, so I'm just gonna stop in between everything that I do. And then for the people that watch, y'all can just tell me if y'all would rather time lapses or not in the description. I mean in the comments down below. But this is what I did. I got them now on there, and they're working a lot better than I thought they would. I picked it up just a while ago, and this thing is sturdy. So now I'm gonna put the lights on the back, then I'm gonna measure out the top and bottom, find equal points on both sides, and then I'm gonna hang up the L brackets over here. I'm gonna hang up the panels. All right, so this is what I got. Got the LED lights on there now. It's a lot cleaner than what I had it earlier. And what I did was, because I had to rip the LED lights off of the wall, they kind of lost their stick. Not too much, like they were still pretty much sticky. It was just certain parts that had paint over it instead of just being the sticky stuff. So I put double-sided tape down, double-sided Gorilla tape. Hopefully that tape can really hold to the fabric from the panels, but it holds to the actual LED lights pretty well. So that's what I did with that. And yeah, I definitely gotta start hitting the gym, because me being down there on the floor trying to make sure these things are nice and laid out was really difficult. So I did that. And I also got these brackets down there and up here. And what I did was I pre-drilled, I had measured where the brackets would go on the actual panels, and I went ahead and pre-drilled the holes, because it's like it's a tiny little gap up there, and I can't fit my drill up there, so I'm gonna have to screw it in. So I pre-drilled holes on the top and on the bottom of the panels. So when I place it in there, all I gotta do is just screw the screws into the panel. But I'm gonna wait and do that when my wife gets home, so she can hold it for me while I drill them, while I screw them in. So the next thing I'm gonna go ahead and work on is doing the second wall over here. So I just finished setting up the panels. I didn't do a whole lot of recording in between, because I was trying to get it done as fast as I could. I had to pick my daughter up, and I wanted to get it done before I went and get her. I had to go back to Lowe's to get some more duct tape to be able to hang this one up. And then I also needed a new screwdriver. Let me show you the screwdriver. I went and got this little screwdriver right here, because at the top the distance is so small that I couldn't fit even this small screwdriver like this one inside of there. So I needed something smaller. So I went and got that too. But it turned out pretty good. I mean, I kind of wish the lights were a little bit brighter, but it's fine for what I'm trying to do right now. But I got them sitting back there. I got the plates on the side, and it's pretty sturdy. They're not going nowhere. So that's basically it. That's really it for as far as my panels go. At least acoustically, that's mainly all I'm gonna do. I may go back and add a panel like here and maybe one here across the sideways like that, and then maybe two right there. But that's really it. And I wanted to add more, but I have these plugs in the wrong spot, so I can't really put stuff there. And I also have this in the way, so it's hard for me to like find out other placements to put them, just for looks really, because acoustically, I mean, that's not really the spots I'm really trying to treat. And then, like I said, after I finished getting the ceiling redone, you see like there's stuff just hanging off the edge. After I get the ceiling redone and get it flat and painted, then I'm gonna put a cloud here. I might put a cloud here for whenever I have people here to listen to. But yep, that's the whole project. Finally finished with everything. Hope you guys enjoyed this series, and yeah, peace out.